Residential Site Valuation and Cost Approach, page 56. Commercial lots. In this illustration, although lots B, C, and D are all the same acreage, lot B would be worth the most because it has the most frontage. Lots C and D would likely be close in value, but a market analysis could determine how large a difference in value exists, if any. Lot A is likely worth the least, although it is 50% larger. Here's Main Street. Here's the lots. Lot A only has 40 feet of frontage. Lot B has 200 feet of frontage. Lot C doesn't have much frontage. And Lot D doesn't have much frontage. But Lot B has the most. Residential lots. In this illustration, Lot A is likely worth a little more than the other lots because it is 50% larger, but not necessarily worth 50% more. Lots B, C, and D are all the same acreage and likely worth about the same amount. A market analysis would need to be done to confirm if these observations are correct in this market. Here's the home road. It's the same illustration from above. Page 57. Summary. 1. Appraisal assignments often require a separate site valuation. Many reasons include determining highest and best use, using cost approach, calculating insurance value, remaining economic life calculations, and figuring property tax. 2. Highest and best use requires consideration of site value separate from any structures on it, because underlying land may be more valuable if buildings are torn down. Tear down properties. Cost approach adds site value to construction costs to arrive at a market value. For a project that is economically feasible, insurance value can be calculated by taking total property value and subtracting our site value, because land cannot last or consumed. 3. Useful life / economic life is the time during which a building can be used for its intended purpose and generate more income than operating expenses. Land value can go down because of external forces, but the land never suffers depreciation. A building's remaining economic life is the period of usefulness a building has left on the effective date of the appraisal. As the value of the building decreases from age, proportionate value of the land / site increases. Once a building's useful life or economic life is used up, then property only has site value. Allocation uses a typical ratio of site value to total property value in an area, and then applies that ratio to the subject property. Ratios work because of the value theories for balance and utility. 4. USPAP has many requirements that, while not unique to land and site valuation, are very important in the development of an appraisal. An appraiser must identify the characteristics of the property that are relevant to the type and definition of value and intended use of the appraisal. This includes identifying all site restrictions, for instance, easements and right-of-way, and any rights excluded from the ownership. For instance, mineral rights and water rights. 5. Land is inherently valuable due to scarcity, immobility, and indestructibility. Scarcity is limited supply of land in a given area. Immobility is that land cannot be moved to satisfy demand. Indestructibility means land goes on forever and is not consumed, nor does land wear out. But usefulness and value can change over time. Location is the most important factor in land value. 1. Land value is primary determinant of real property value. People buy land and its location first, and the structure second. 2. Land derives value from market demand. There must be market demand for property in its location, or the land has no value. 6. Inherent value of land can be increased through assemblage or subdivision. Assemblage is combining two or more parcels of land into one larger parcel, increasing usefulness of the site. If the larger parcel is worth more than the sum of the smaller parcels, this is called plottage. Dividing a larger parcel of land can result in more utility and more value. Commercial land is when the frontage is usually more valuable than depth. First number in a lot size is frontage. For residential land, usually as an appraiser compares total size of the land. In both cases, a market study must be done to determine any amount of value difference.